Okay, so next thing I just want to show you is my SolidWorks model, my resource for the Assemblies task, the offset section. So I'll just share my screen here now. Okay, so I've made this model. I've made this model on SolidWorks. And what I've done is I have just shown the AI line, and I've actually cut through the model. So if we look here in our elevation, this is what students would be given as the elevation. So this is the elevation of the component, and this line here, this is our offset section. Okay, and if we look here in our end view, this is what students will be looking at in their end view. Okay, so we can see, if we look at the drawing I've produced, we can see this section, and we can see this section, and if we look at the elevation, we can see this section and this section. So this part will be to be able to make this part and model this part in SolidWorks will be good to be able to show students what the component actually looks like when it's made. You know, we can see the holes here, the holes here when you cut through this part of this amount of the part here, you know, and this amount of the part here, and what it will actually look like. But I also thought it would be good to show the offset section line and how it would look then when the section was taken out. So when we were looking at the section, so if I pull this back here, we can see here that I've made these here in this assembly. So we can see here that this is what to be looking at in the section. So again, I'll just push this back here now, sorry. Just somewhere there. Just get it somewhere right. So again, I would introduce this to the students. I show them that this is the part that we're going to be asked to draw, and we're going to be asked to produce the offset section from here. Right? So I show the students this. I show them this is the offset section, and what we mean by offset is that there's a 90-degree bend here and here. So if it was a straight section, it would be just cut down along like this, but this is an offset section, okay? So I'd be showing the students this, and I'd be showing them then that the offset section, so we would be looking down this way, if you like. So the spectator would be looking down this way, and I'd be able to show them then what it will look like. So I'd show them then that when you produce that offset section, this is what you're looking at. So I'll just look in an elevation now again. Or sorry, not elevation, I look down on plan, sorry. So I'd be showing them here. So this is the offset section, and I'd be showing them then on the drawing it shows the hatched lines, and they'd be explaining to them that this blue section would be the hatched lines. And what I do myself to try and make it easier to understand is I like to think of the blue line. So I like to think that if this part was cut with a saw, with some sort of a bandsaw or some sort of any sort of a saw, was cut straight down with a saw, the blue lines or the hatched lines that appear in the drawing would be the point of contact that the saw would make with the part. So we can see here, looking in here, that these are our circles. Okay, so this is a circle, this is a circle. So there's no material here. It's cut out, but there is material here, 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 and here. So the saw will be cutting down through this, but it has nothing to cut down through here because it's hollow, because it's a circle. So I'll be explaining this to the students. So I'll be telling the students to think of this blue section as a solid piece of material, be it steel or some sort of metal or aluminium or whatever it might be. And that's where the saw will be cutting. Again, it wouldn't be the blade wouldn't be making contact here or any of these parts because there's no material there, because they're hollow. But these are solid, and this is where the saw would cut down through. So I just thought that was a good resource to make. Students will be able to manipulate this, they'll be able to move this in and out. And I think it would be very useful to show them the end view as well, the elevation, and then the sectional view, which will be looking down on plan. So yeah, I think this is good, and I hope it would help. I believe it would help in future lessons to show students that particular question from David Anderson's book. Thank you.